Ooh, those kids are running around playing, but their mother told them to stay sitting down and be quiet. But they're not listening to their mother. They're just running around. So she says, stop horsing around. Hey, stop horsing around. Do you know what that means? Horsing around? Well, to horse around means to fool around or just to play. To play. Okay, so when you're fooling around, you're just being playful. You're horsing around, okay? So horse around means when you're being active when you shouldn't be active. Okay, so those kids, they are very active when they're not supposed to be. For some reason, the mother wants them to sit down and be quiet, right? But they are misbehaving. They're misbehaving. They're not obeying their mother. Okay, so when we use this term in English, horsing around, we usually use it in the continuous form. So that means it has ing, right? Horsing. It's almost always in that verb form there, horsing around. For example, stop horsing around, or my kids have been horsing around for 10 minutes. Okay. Now we have a very similar idiom in English, which is bouncing off the walls. Let's say those kids drank a bunch of Kool-Aid. Okay, this kind of drink is called Kool-Aid. It's a very popular drink here in Canada and the US. Kids love drinking Kool-Aid. Now, Kool-Aid is just a sugar drink. It might say fruity, or it might have some sort of a fruit flavor in there, but it's not a healthy drink. It's just sugar. It's just pure sugar. Okay, so when kids drink this kind of drink, their energy spikes, right? And they start bouncing off the walls. That means they become very active and uncontrollable. You can't control them. They're bouncing off the walls. Do you know what bounce means? Bounce means like when you bounce a ball, like a basketball, right? Now, we have balls in English that are called bouncy balls. Well, they're not in English. These balls are in every country and every culture. When I was a kid, I had a bunch of bouncy balls like this, all different colors, and I loved bouncing them or throwing them against the wall. So they're called bouncy balls. Okay, so that sort of gives you a good mental image of what this idiom means, bouncing off the walls. Imagine taking one of these bouncy balls and throwing it against the wall. Boing, 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 right? Sometimes that's how kids behave, right? So this woman could tell her friend, my kids have been bouncing off the walls all morning. My kids have been bouncing off the walls all morning. I can't control them. Boing, boing, they're just all over the place, right? So she might say, settle down. Hey, settle down. Settle down, right? That means stop horsing around. Calm down. Settle means calm. Okay, settle down, calm down. Now, the difference between horsing around and bouncing off the walls is that when someone is horsing around, they are doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, usually, right? Like if the kids are running around and they're not supposed to be, then we would use the idiom horsing around. But if we say bouncing off the walls, we are just describing the kids' energy levels, the kids' activity. Boing, 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 all over the place, right? So that's just the little difference between horsing around and bouncing off the walls. Now also, we use these idioms usually when we are talking about kids, okay? we don't use these idioms. I mean, it's possible to use these idioms with anybody, right? But usually we use them with kids because kids can be a little bit wild sometimes. They love horsing around, or they love bouncing off the walls, right? Hey, I want to know, do you say horsing around in your language? Do you use this expression in your language, or do you have something else? In English, we can also say monkeying around. That's also possible. I've heard that a few times. I don't think it's as common as horsing around, but I think you can also say monkeying around. I don't know if we can use any other animals here, but how about in your language? Do you have horse or monkey or something else to describe this? Let me know down there in the comments, and I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.